Hello, and welcome to another yoga class with me, Dee. In today's 1 hour class, we'll be working with the new moon in Capricorn energy. New moons are generally seen as times to set intentions, and with it being in the earth sign of Capricorn, it's a perfect time to set intentions around boundaries and speaking our truth. With this in mind, I've created a sequence to help us tap into the support of Mother Earth to aid us in exploring what boundaries we might need to set in this new year. For this class, you may consider having a block or two to help bring the earth to you, a thick blanket, and a strap or hand towel. These are all optional, but remember, props are a way of removing the obstacles between you and a pose that seems out of reach. Yoga isn't about competition or perfectionism. It's about coming home to yourself. I invite you now to collect your props, hop into something comfy, and we'll get started. As you're ready, I welcome you to find a comfortable seated position on your mat. If you'd like, you can sit on one of your blocks to help lift the hips. Crown reaches towards sky. On an inhale, lift the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale them down the back, grounding through your sit bones. Once you find your comfortable seated position, Sukhasana, I invite you to practice a mudra with me. This mudra is called the Prithvi mudra, aiding us in connecting with the earth element. On both hands, bring the pad of the ring finger to the tip of the thumb. Palms can face up or down, and you can place the hands anywhere that feels good, whether that's on the thighs, knees, or in your lap. Another option is to have the arms to the sides, touching the mat with just the ring fingers. Once you find your preferred mudra, you can close down the eyes or create a soft gaze at a point in front of you. Take note of the breath, going in and out. Notice all the points of contact your body has with the earth. Before we begin, let us acknowledge the land on which we reside and the people who have stewarded this land throughout generations. If you know the name of the original stewards, please name them now. I currently reside on the ancestral, unceded territory of the Osage and Quapaw tribes, commonly known as the colonized state of Arkansas. If you don't know the name of the original stewards, that's okay. You can take your time after class to do your own research. Let us also acknowledge the land of yoga's origin, India, and all the teachers and students who have kept this spiritual wisdom alive for us to be able to practice here today. At this time, you can set your sankalpa or intention for this practice. Since we're working with the new moon in Gemini, you may consider your intention to be grounding, to set boundaries, or to speak your truth, a form of satya. If none of these themes resonate, choose what works best for you in this moment. Once you decide on your sankalpa, deeply inhale down into the belly, exhaling out the mouth with a sigh if it feels good. Allow the breath to return to its natural rhythm as I explain the Durga pranayam, also known as the long breath or deep three-part breathing. Breathing in through the nose, you fill the belly with air first, then the ribs, and lastly the chest. As you exhale through the mouth or nose, begin with the chest, the ribs, and lastly letting the air out from the belly. Bring the navel towards the spine. If you'd like, you can release the mudra, placing one hand on the belly and the other on the chest as you practice this pranayam. Let us do it together 3 times. As you're ready, inhale through the nose, down into the belly, ribs, chest. Exhaling from the chest, ribs, belly. Again, inhale down into the belly, ribs, filling the chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly, bringing the navel towards the spine as much as is comfortable. Last one, inhale down into the belly, filling the ribs, then the chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Exhale fully here, releasing any stale air. And you can release this pranayam, allowing your breath to return to its natural rhythm. I invite you to tap back into those points of contact your body has with the earth. Take note of the breath and notice if anything has changed since the beginning of our practice. As you're ready, you can release the mudra and open the eyes, making your way onto your back. Take a moment here to notice the points of contact between your body and Mother Earth. When you're ready, on your next inhale, reach the arms above the head and allow yourself one of those good morning stretches, reaching the arms and feet out as much as possible, stretching the whole body. Exhale as you release this stretch and bring the right leg towards the chest, grabbing onto it. Squeezing it towards your chest, and as you breathe in, I invite you to roll the ankles one way and then the other. Take your time here. There's no rush. We're here in Pavana Muktasana, or wind relieving pose. If you haven't already, you can switch the directions of your ankle rolls. Upon your next exhale, extend the right foot towards sky. You can grab the back of the thigh, reach for the calf, or utilize your strap here. Wrapping the strap around the foot, extending the foot towards sky and holding on to the other end of the strap. We're looking to stretch the hamstring here, and I encourage you to only go as far as feels good. There should be no pain or strain. Work to press the left leg into the earth, flexing the left foot. Allow the head and shoulder to relax toward earth as you breathe here in Supta Padangusthasana. If you'd like, you can begin to point and flex the right foot. Allow the movement to be married to the breath. On your next exhale, bend the right knee, bringing it towards the right armpit, and grab the inside or outside of the foot. If you utilized the strap, you can keep it on, doing the same as before, holding the other end of the strap, trying to bring the knee to the pit. Again, there should be no strain or pain here. Let's hold this Ardha Ananda Balasana, or happy baby pose, for 3 more breaths. Exhale, releasing the pose. Bring the right knee across the body towards the left side of your mat. Twisting into Jathara Parivartanasana, supine spinal twist. Bring the knee in line with the hip. You can use the left hand on the knee to relax it down towards earth, pressing the shoulders into the earth. And if you'd like, you can also reach the right arm out to the side, gazing towards the right. It may feel good here to place a block under the right knee for more support. Do what feels right for you in this moment. Breathe. On your next exhale, release the pose, and we'll do the same thing on the left side. Begin with another good morning full body stretch. Exhaling the left leg towards chest, grab onto the shin anywhere that feels good, and begin to roll the ankle one way and then the other as you breathe. If you haven't already, you can change the direction of your rolls, taking it slow and noticing how the earth supports you. Upon your next exhale, reach the left foot towards sky, grabbing wherever feels best, using the strap if needed. Push the right leg into the earth with a flexed foot. Relax the head and shoulders into the earth as you breathe here, pointing and flexing the left foot. Exhale into Ardha Ananda Balasana, or half happy baby pose, bringing the left knee towards the left armpit. Breathe. On your next exhale, bring the left knee across the body towards the right. Placing the left hand on the left knee, pressing shoulders into earth, shifting your gaze towards the right in this Jathara Parivartanasana, supine spinal twist. On your next exhale, release the twist. Inhale both knees toward chest, hugging them as close as you can, rounding the spine. If it feels good here, you can rock back and forth for 3 breaths. Exhale, release the pose, and make your way to hands and knees. Placing the knees under the hips, wrists under the shoulders. On your next exhale, bring the navel towards the spine and allow the tailbone to shift down towards earth just slightly. Gaze between the hands. Hold this pose, Barmanasana, for 2 more breaths. On your next inhale, initiating from the tailbone, reach it and the crown towards sky, belly to earth, arching the back. Gaze can go up. Vithalasana or cow pose. Exhale, reaching tailbone and crown toward earth, chin towards chest, navel to spine, rounding the back, and Marjariyasana or cat pose. Inhale into cow. Exhale, cat. Do this flow a few more times on your own, marrying the breath with the movement. As you do this flow, notice the points of contact between your hands and feet to the earth. Really press into both as you move. On your next cat pose, release the flow, coming back to neutral spine in Barmanasana or tabletop position. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, curl your toes under, press into the hands, and reach the hips towards sky into Adho Mukha Savasana, downward dog. If the back isn't straight, bend the knees any amount to get you to a point where the back is comfortably long. The feet do not have to touch the earth. Draw the shoulder blades down the back and lift the tailbone up and back. If it feels good, you can turn the inside of the elbows outward. Gaze can be towards the feet or the navel. Reach your chest towards your thighs and your heels toward the earth. If you'd like, you can begin to pedal out the feet here, walking your dog. It may also feel nice to place blocks underneath the hands in this pose. We'll take a few more breaths here on your own. On your next exhale, lower the elbows down to earth directly beneath the shoulders. Keep the forearms parallel to each other and the sides of the mat. It may feel good to shift side to side to evenly distribute the weight across both forearms. Knees can be bent to ensure the spine is long. Gaze at your feet or your navel. On your next exhale, relax the head and neck. Breathe here as you hold Ardha, Pincha, Mayurasana, dolphin pose. On your next exhale, release the pose, gently coming back to Brahmanasana, tabletop. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, and on the exhale, bring the navel towards spine to engage the abs. Inhale, exhale, lift the knees away from the earth. With the abs engaged here, hold this shape for 3 more breaths. Exhale, releasing the knees back to earth. Inhale, exhale. Bring the right foot towards the front of the mat. Place the foot between the hands, making sure the knee is over the ankle. Square the hips and push the pelvis forward any amount that feels good. You can stay here, or on your next inhale, reach the arms towards sky, or placing the hands on the thigh. Whichever hand position you've decided on, notice if the shoulders have crept up towards the ears. If so, exhale the shoulders down and back. It may feel good to tuck the tailbone just a tad as you lean deeper into this low lunge. Do what feels good. On your next exhale, release the arms to earth if they aren't already there, and gently bring the right foot back in line with the left in tabletop Brahmanasana. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale the left foot forward between the hands. Align the knee over the ankle, square the hips, and explore what feels good here, leaving the hands where they are or placing them on the thigh, reaching towards sky. Exhale the shoulders down and back, and notice the points of contact your body has with the earth as you breathe. Upon your next exhale, release the arms down to earth, shifting the left leg back in line with the right into tabletop. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, curl the toes under and press into the hands, reaching the hips towards sky, into Adho Mukha Shavasana, downward dog. Take 3 breaths here. On your last exhale, begin to make your way to Uttanasana, or forward fold, at the top of your mat. You can join me in slowly walking the feet, or you can jump or float. Choose your journey. Once in Uttanasana, or forward fold, allow the knees to bend if you'd like more stretch in the upper back, or straighten them any amount that feels good to get into the lower back. Press the heels into earth and allow the head and neck to relax toward earth. Consider which placement option of the hands might feel good here. Option 1, place the back of the hands on the earth under the feet. Allow the feet to gently press down into the palms and fingers. Option 2, allow the arms to dangle towards the earth or touch the earth. Option 3, grab one forearm and the other, holding them together. No matter which option you choose, I invite you to bring in a little movement here. Maybe you gently sway side to side. Maybe you lift the toes and drop them again along your palms. Maybe you decide to bend one knee and then the other. Find what feels good here. On your next exhale, bend the knees, releasing the arms. And as you inhale, begin to slowly roll up the spine, taking your time to move between each vertebrae. Allow the head to come up last. Let the arms fall to the sides naturally. As you inhale, reach the crown towards sky. Exhale, relax the shoulders down and ground into the feet. Chin is parallel to the earth, gaze is straight ahead, and core is slightly engaged. Take a moment here in Tadasana or mountain pose to notice how you're feeling. On your next inhale, reach the arms towards sky, bringing palms together and down to the center of the body into prayer position or Anjali mudra. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, reach arms towards sky, gazing up. Exhale, arms out to the sides as you hinge from the hips, going down into Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, lifting halfway. Hands can be on shins or thighs, squeezing the shoulders together. Exhale down into Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, gently rolling up the spine into Tadasana, mountain pose, reaching arms towards sky. Exhale, palms together and down into Anjali mudra. You just completed half Surya Namaskar, or half sun salutation. We'll do this 2 more times together. Inhale, arms to sky. Exhale, arms out and down into Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, down to forward fold. Inhale, rolling up the spine, palms to touch overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, down into forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, down. Inhale, arms out wide, palms to touch. Exhale, hands to Anjali mudra. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, arms towards sky. Exhale, down into forward fold. Stay here as you inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, step one foot back and then the other into Adho Mukha Shavasana, downward dog. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, roll through the spine into plank pose. 2 options here. You can exhale, allowing the knees to come to earth, keeping elbows close to the body, then chest down to earth. Option 2, you can practice chaturanga, shifting forward a bit on the toes, bending at the elbows, keeping them close as you exhale the whole body towards earth. Inhale into either Bhujangasana, Cobra, or Urdhva Mukha Shavasana, upward facing dog. Whichever you choose, squeeze the shoulders back and down, open the chest up and forwards. Inhale in this position. Exhale, releasing chest down to earth. Inhale, curl the toes under and press into the hands. Reach the hips towards sky, going back into Adho Mukha Shavasana, downward dog. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, bending the elbows to touch earth, making sure they're directly under the shoulders, into Ardha Pincha Mayurasana, or dolphin pose. Stay here for a few more breaths. Upon your next exhale, lift the elbows off the earth and make your way into Uttanasana or forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, bend the knees slightly as you roll through the spine, slowly coming into Tadasana or mountain pose. Reach the crown towards sky, shoulders down and back, hands at the sides. Take a moment here to notice your feet connected to Mother Earth. If the eyes aren't already open, gently allow them to open. Find a non-moving point straight in front of you or somewhere on the earth in front of you. Hold your drishti or gaze on this point. Make sure the head is over the heart, heart over the pelvis. Lift the chest slightly, placing the hands on the hips, and bring the navel to spine to engage the abs. When you're ready, shift your weight to the right leg. You can place the left foot on the earth next to the right. You can place it on the calf or above the knee. Find which position feels best for you right now as you begin to balance on the right leg in Vrikshasana or tree pose. If needed, you can use a wall or sturdy chair to help you balance. Keep your drishti or gaze on that point and breathe. Upon your next exhale, release the pose. And if you'd like, you can take a moment here to shake out the right leg. We'll do the same thing on the left leg. Find your Tadasana or mountain pose. Crown to sky, feet grounded to earth. Hands on hips. Find your point of focus, your drishti, and bring the navel to spine. Lift the chest slightly, and on your next inhale, shift your weight to the left leg, finding a comfortable position for the right foot. On the earth, on the calf, on the thigh. Hold Vrikshasana on the left and breathe. On your next exhale, release the pose and take a moment to shake out the left leg if you'd like. We'll meet in Adho Mukha Shavasana, downward dog, placing the hands on the mat, stepping back one leg and the other. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, roll the spine into plank pose. Bending at the elbows, you can bring the knees down or leave them lifted as you bring the body down to earth. Inhale, reaching crown to sky into Bhujangasana, Cobra, or Urdhva Mukha Shavasana, upward facing dog. Exhale the chest down to earth. Inhale, curl the toes under and press into the hands, reaching the hips to sky into Adho Mukha Shavasana. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, bending the knees down to earth. Knees can become wide as the mat here as you move into Balasana or child's pose. Allow the arms to stay extended out, or if it feels better, you can close the knees together, wrapping the arms around the sides. Breathe and rest here for a few moments. When you're ready, find your way back to Barmanasana or tabletop position. Inhale the right foot straight back off the earth. Exhale, bringing knee to chest and reaching the foot outside of the right hand. You can stay here with the hands flat on earth, or you can take the right hand to the knee, gently pressing it outward as you open the chest towards sky. Find what feels right for you here and breathe in Prishthasana or lizard pose on the right. At the bottom of your next exhale, release the hand down to earth. Come up to the ball of the left foot, lifting the body away from the earth, and move the right ankle towards the left ankle. Exhale off the ball of the left foot, allowing the top of the foot to ground into earth, hips lower toward earth as you reach crown towards sky here in Kapotasana, or pigeon pose on the right. If you'd like, you can keep the chest lifted, crown to sky, or you can lean forward any amount, chest toward earth. If the hips aren't close to the earth, you can use a block for support, placing it underneath the hip. Hold here, breathe, and notice the points of contact your body has with earth. When you're ready, on your next exhale, release the pose, shifting the right foot back in line with the left into Varmanasana tabletop. We'll do the same thing on the left side now. Inhale, left foot straight back off the earth. Exhale, knee to chest, and reaching the left foot outside of the left hand. Stay here or use the left hand to the knee, gently push outwards and open the chest to sky. At the bottom of your next exhale, release Prishthasana, lizard pose, by coming to the ball of the right foot, lifting the hips. Shifting the left ankle towards the right, place the top of the right foot flat on the earth, lowering the hips down. Shift your upper body to make sure you're on top of the hips rather than being on one side or the other. If needed, you can place a block under the hip for support. Find what feels good here. Stay in Kapotasana, pigeon pose on the left, crown to sky, or lean forward any amount. Breathe. Notice the points of contact your body has with the earth. When you're ready, on your next exhale, release the pose, shifting the right foot back in line with the left into tabletop. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, bring the right foot outside of the right hand. Exhale. Inhale, bring the left foot outside of the left hand into Malasana or Yogi Squat. If the heels don't touch the earth, that's okay. You can try placing a thick blanket under the heels for more support. Another option is to place a block underneath the buttocks, which is my favorite option for this pose. Try your best to ensure the spine is straight, reaching crown to sky, grounding down through the tailbone and feet. You can also do this pose with a wall to your back for extra support. Do what's needed so you're not in pain and the spine is as long as you can get it. In this Malasana pose, we'll practice the lion's breath. I'll model it once and we'll do it together 3 times. Inhaling through the nose, we exhale out the mouth, sticking the tongue out long, opening the eyes wide, making an ah sound. All right, let's do it together 3 times. Inhale, exhale, mouth open wide, tongue out, eyes wide. Inhale through the nose, exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Upon your last lion's breath, come out of the squat slowly and gently, meeting back in Brahmanasana, tabletop. Inhale. Exhale, bending at the elbows, keeping them close to the ribs. Bring the whole body down to earth. You can place the right hand under the forehead like a little pillow. Bend the left knee, bringing the foot towards sky, reaching the left hand back, trying to grab the foot. Bring it as close to the buttocks as is comfortable. If you cannot reach the foot, you can utilize the strap here. Wrap it around the foot and pull on the other end of the strap to bring the heel toward the buttock. Alternatively, you can leave both feet on the earth, placing the elbows underneath the shoulders, forearms parallel to each other and the sides of the mat. Squeezing the shoulders together as you reach crown to sky in Salamba Bhujangasana, Sphinx pose. Hold here in this quad stretch or Sphinx pose for 2 more breaths. Exhale, release the pose, and we'll do the same thing on the right side. Using the left hand as a pillow for the forehead, bend the right knee and reach back to grab it. Bringing the right heel towards the buttock as far as is comfortable. Utilize the strap or come back to Sphinx pose once more. Hold here for 2 more breaths. Exhale, release the pose. If you chose to do Sphinx pose the last 2 times, I invite you to practice Salabhasana or locust pose. Bring arms to the sides of the body, palms down to earth. Inhale, and on the exhale, squeezing the shoulders together, raise the chest and legs off the earth. You can move into Dhanurasana or bow pose by grabbing each foot with each hand, or wrapping the strap around both feet. Inhale, and on the exhale, push the feet into the hands or the strap as you lift the chest and knees off the ground. Hold this locust or bow pose for 3 more breaths. On your next exhale, release the legs and chest down to earth. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, pushing into your hands. Shift the hips back towards the heels into Balasana or child's pose. Knees can be wide or closed, arms extended out in front of or wrapped around the sides. Find your comfortable child's pose and rest here for a few more breaths. When you're ready, rise up onto the hands and knees in Brahmanasana, tabletop. Reach the left arm towards sky and thread the needle, crossing the left arm over the body underneath the right. Place the left temple onto the earth. You can leave the right hand flat on the earth or extend it forward, or reach it up and around the back for a bind. Find which arm position feels good in this moment, and breathe. Notice the points of contact your body has with the earth. On your next exhale, release the arm down to the earth if it isn't already there. Inhale, pushing into the right hand, reach the left back up towards sky. Exhale the left hand flat to earth. Inhale, reach the right arm towards sky, threading the needle with the right hand going under the left arm, placing the right ear on the earth. Choose your preferred arm position for the left arm. Breathe as you notice the points of contact your body has with Mother Earth. Exhale. Release the left arm down to earth if it's not already there. Inhale, pressing into the left hand, reach the right hand towards sky. Exhale it back down flat on the earth. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, extend the hands towards the top of the mat, lowering the chest down to earth. Forehead can stay flat on the earth, or place the chin on the earth, gazing forward here in Uttana Shisho Asana, or puppy pose. Breathe here for 2 more breaths. On your next exhale, release the pose and slowly make your way to laying on your back. Once you arrive on your back, take a deep inhale and exhale out the mouth if it feels good with a big sigh. Inhale, bring the feet flat on the earth as close to the buttocks as feels good. Begin to engage the buttocks as you exhale, lifting the hips towards sky in Bandha Sarvangasana, bridge pose. Inhale here. Exhale the hips down, slowly allowing the spine to touch the earth 1 vertebrae at a time. Inhale. Exhale, lift the hips towards the sky again. Inhale in this bridge pose. Exhale, slowly lowering down. Inhale. Exhale, reach the hips towards sky 1 last time. Here, we'll hold Bandha Sarvangasana or bridge pose for 3 breaths. If you'd like, you can squeeze the shoulders together, bringing the hands to clasp behind the back. On your last exhale, release the arms if you chose to include them, and slowly bring the hips down to earth. Inhale, bringing the knees toward chest, grabbing a hold of the shins and hugging them close in Apanasana. If it feels good, you can sway side to side here. On your next exhale, release the legs out and down to earth. Allow the arms to fall wherever is natural. Here in Shavasana, we'll take 3 deep belly breaths together. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale down into the belly. Exhale out the mouth. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Allow the body to sink into the earth. We'll stay here in Shavasana for a short guided meditation. If you prefer, you can find any comfortable seated position, but I highly recommend staying in Shavasana. You are the one in charge. Check in with your body to help you decide which position will work best for you in this moment. If the eyes aren't already closed, you can gently close them now or take a soft gaze. Just as we've done throughout this practice, take another moment here to notice the points of contact your body has with Mother Earth. Feel her come up to meet you, to support you. As you breathe naturally, notice any tension still left in the body. When you find it, inhale the air to that space. Allow the air to fill it, taking the tension into its embrace. And on the exhale, release the tension into the air around you. I now invite you to bring your attention to the throat, where the Vishuddha chakra or throat chakra sits. Notice any physical sensations, emotions, words, or memories that may arise. Take note of these sensations that are ready to be witnessed for later. I now invite you to bring your attention to the Muladhara chakra or root chakra, located at the base of the spine. Begin to notice any physical or emotional sensations, any words, thoughts, or memories that may arise. Again, if you don't notice anything, that's absolutely okay. Work to keep your focus on this area of the body and how it is currently connecting with the earth. With curiosity, sift through any sensations that arise, looking for those that are ready to be brought into the light. I now welcome you to bring the sensations, thoughts, emotions, or memories you've chosen from each chakra to the front of your mind. See them as floating bubbles in front of you. Stay curious as you gaze at these bubbles. Attempt to feel out which 2 or 3 bubbles are ready to be popped, to be released. As you breathe, just notice. When you've identified the bubbles, imagine yourself taking one of your fingers and poking each bubble that is ready to burst. Watch as the sensation, emotion, thought, or memory dissipates in front of your eyes. Now take a moment here to notice how you feel. Give yourself some space to react to this release. It may feel good here to take a deep belly breath in, exhaling through the mouth with a big sigh. I now welcome you to bring your attention back to the breath. Notice how your belly rises and falls. Notice the temperature of the air moving in and out of the nostrils. Bring to mind any intentions that you'd like to create for this new moon in Gemini. These can be set around setting boundaries for the rest of this year or around how you'd like to speak your truth. I'll give you about 2 minutes to brainstorm as you breathe naturally. If the mind wanders, gently bring it back to the breath, back to your intentions. When you're ready, inhale through the nose down into the belly. Exhale through the mouth with a big sigh. Do this 2 more times on your own. Begin to bring gentle movement back to the body. Maybe you start wiggling the fingers and toes, rocking the head back and forth. As you're ready, roll onto your favorite side using one arm as a pillow. Take a moment here to express gratitude for taking time to connect with the mind, body, and spirit, for listening to your body and moving it in the ways that feel good. And if you'd like, express gratitude to the moon. When you're ready, use the top hand to push into the earth, lifting yourself up into a comfortable seated position, Sukhasana. Bring the palms together at heart center and join me in bowing the forehead towards the fingertips. Gently blink the eyes open and take a moment to notice your surroundings, noticing the shapes, forms, colors, and textures. I thank you for joining me in this new moon in Gemini flow. I hope you have enjoyed the class and feel grounded enough to work towards setting your intentions. If you liked this class, please hit that like button, share with your friends, and subscribe to my channel to see more. I will be working on offering flows for every new moon in 2026. So hit that subscribe button so that you can join us in celebrating the moon. Happy new moon, y'all, and blessed be.